Check 41. Here we go.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. And that play goes nowhere. Taken down, losing yardage at the 50, right at midfield. And a loss of 3 to bring up 4. Now Wilson. And he's going to be sacked back on his side of the field at the 44. Lorenzo Alexander wreaking the defensive havoc. Well, I guess they wanted to get that touchdown right back on their first drive, but failed to do so.
And what they have to be careful of is pushing so hard to stay right there, to stay even with their opponent, that they gas themselves out. You know, it's almost like horse racing. Sometimes you don't want to take your horse right to the front and let them do all the work, and then someone catch them at the end and pass them up. You want to make sure you moderate what you're doing along the way and then go for the big finish.
So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long.
Undercook. Hey, 43. 2 pedals, let's go. Right there. 54, right there. 54 Mike. Watch the back.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked by Mel Renfro, the Hall of Famer. Well, Charles, as we peek back to Week 1, what would you say were the positives for some teams or individuals that you took away?
Well, it started on opening night, Green Bay, and their defense. Not necessarily Aaron Rodgers and what they did going into Chicago and winning. Kansas City, they picked right up where they left off with Patrick Mahomes. Explosive on offense. How about Baltimore and Lamar Jackson? He's not just a single-wing tailback, folks. He's a quarterback. And Tennessee, going into Cleveland, Marcus Mariota, Derrick Henry put up 43 points on the Browns.
The rushing numbers for Wilson, maybe down from earlier in his career, but he's still a threat to go, showing it there, picking up the first down.
That was an excellent job of recognizing the situation. His first read wasn't there. Heck, his second read wasn't there. But he bought himself a little extra time scrambling out of the pocket, got to the sticks, and picked up the first down.
Eluding the pressure right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Well, that was man coverage. So once he decides to run with the football, there's no one to account for him, and he turns it into a nice gain.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
He's crouching. He's checking.
Play action. Now Wilson. Being chased out. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Brian Burns. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. They came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Wilson now off the bootleg. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Brian Burns able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. They'll indeed go for it with Wilson. Escaping the pressure right. Now on the run. He'll throw it back deep over the middle. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Former Buckeye first-rounder Garyon Conley there to knock that away. And, partner, I'm not really sure what in the world they were thinking on 4th and long there at this stage in the game, but you think social media may be firing up a little bit right now?
Oh, the coach is trending right now. All right, there's no doubt about it. People are wondering what that decision was. But it takes me back to a number of years ago. A very successful coach in the league had told himself before a playoff game he was going to be aggressive. No matter what, he's going to be aggressive. And it ran his team into some real problems early, and they got upset in that playoff game. Let's see if this team can recover.
Well, that's aggressive in capital letters with glitter, 7 underscore. I mean, that's the definition of aggressive.
Yeah, you can almost hear the cheerleaders doing the be aggressive chant behind him, and he listened to it.
Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Now Mahomes. Over the middle to Kittle, complete. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th.
59 mark, 59 mark. Bravo! They set a tone.
They'll go for it. It's Mahomes. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's the Pro Bowler Luke Kuechly that picks it. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. So we've reached halftime with just the lone touchdown here. 7-0 is our score. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Okay, Coach. Appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk? And that is his 3rd sack tonight. They can't figure him out. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson forced out to his left. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And he will score. Touchdown, Baltimore. Gostkowski for the point after. And this is no good. Missed the PAT, so they fail to connect, and this remains a 13-0 game. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. Man open left side is Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one goes for 24 yards. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. They'll run with Elliott. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down for a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd and very short, Wilson.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell
into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the Pro Bowler, Anthony Barr. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The partner I want to revisit. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our 2 quarterbacks, certainly 2 of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line.
Yellow.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A big play there. 75 yards. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Gano the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Yellow. 180. Bring it. Hey, Ridley.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. That's caught inside the 20. Excellent execution, and now they're set up nicely.
Are they ever? Red zone? I wonder what the next play call is going to be, because after a big play like that, a lot of teams like to use the momentum to launch another one.
And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. On second down, Barkley. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A gain of just a yard, but it's a first down.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
This is Barkley. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Gerald McCoy is always going to be linked with Ndamukong Suh. They came into the NFL in the same draft class. There was a lot of debate about who was going to be the better defensive tackle. They just do it two different ways. McCoy, more movement, more elusiveness. That allowed him to make the play there for a short gain.
Second and goal from inside the 5. The first carry now. This is Alvin Kamara. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Now he's flushed out left. Toward the pylon, caught. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. The kick is through the uprights to tie this game, but hang on a second. We do have a flag. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Let's go. Do it.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And following that long touchdown pass, a one-play drive last time, see if the defense, you know they're ready. They don't want that to happen again.
And you would have thought they would have been ready the last time. That's what you work on all the time. Make sure that no one gets behind you. That's the cardinal sin of defense, not giving up the long pass. They did. Let's see how they adjust.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Working from the gun, Mahomes. And they're waving pressure too much. Down he goes. Lorenzo Alexander. Coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The former first-round pick Marlon Humphrey there to get a hand on it. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
They do go for it. It's Mahomes. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. A surprising move to go for it. And predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And now the football is going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. On 1st down, Mahomes. Well, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes. They could not contain Kenny Clark as he gets home for the sack. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done.
Attack. Check 50. Alpha.
Now here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Gerald McCoy in there to drop him, and sacks on 1st and 2nd downs now leads to a 3rd and long. Gonna need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack from Mahomes and company. To throw, it's Mahomes. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Mahomes going to go on 4th down. And my goodness, this is incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Bengals will get the football back. Well, at some point during this broadcast, we had to bring up the Antonio Brown saga. And that moment is right now. I got to get your thoughts. I've got to get you on the record. What do you think of all this?
Well, when you go back to Oakland and you know about my relationship with the head coach and the general manager there, but putting that aside, one, never would have made the deal for him. I just never saw him as a guy that was going to go from place to place and be the influence that you want in a locker room, and that proved to be true in Oakland. Now he gets a new start, kind of a fresh start, to put it mildly, in New England, and they seem to be all on board with that. But that has to be the one team that can take him because they have a head coach there that if he doesn't do what the head coach wants, he actually will get rid of it. If he went to another team, they would try and continue to make it work, and that might grind down a team in a locker room, but that won't happen in New England. So if he's still there, that means it's working well. Otherwise, they'll be out of there fast.
They go play action here on 1st down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, normally you and I would have gone through our season predictions before Week 1, but Hurricane Dorian prevented us from doing that last week. So let's go ahead and hear your division winners and then the Super Bowl.
Okay, let's start in the AFC. New England in the East. Tennessee in the South. Pittsburgh in the North. And Kansas City out west.
Okay, so I'm with you on 3 of the 4, but I'm going to go with a way too strong Week 1 reaction and give Baltimore the edge in the North.
Oh, I like that one. All right, let's go NFC.
All right.
I'm going Philadelphia in the East, New Orleans in the South.
And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. Benny Logan in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board, so let's see if it changes a little bit from the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. 25 yards there on the catch and run. Shotgun snap to Mahomes.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. That's caught, and again, it's Goodwin. 17 more yards. They had 17 on the previous snap as well.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A first down carry for Barkley. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. On 2nd down now, Barkley. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Taking it in from the 20, and the Ravens have taken the lead.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front, and now see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this second quarter. After the roughing penalty on the PAT, they'll kick off from 15 yards further upfield. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Inside of a minute left in the half, does the fact that you're down on the scoreboard influence what you do, or I guess don't do on this final drive?
It certainly does, but what influences me even more is who I've got running my football team out on the field and the weapons around him. Can he make a play? Can he get into someone that we're going to trust to take care of the ball? If that's the case, I might push it a little bit here and try and get something before the half runs out.
Throwing right, and that's complete. And he will take it out in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point try good by Gano. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. We're under 20 seconds to go in the half. I'm guessing the wise play here is be safe.
That is the wise play.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. The lightning rod, J.J. Watt with a sack. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you cross town to our studios here in Orlando and check in with the coach at our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Mahomes going to throw. He'll buy some time right. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. But with that incompletion, I want to get some early season predictions from you because I love to do that, and I like to hold you to what you say later in the year. How about MVP and Defensive Player of the Year predictions from you, Mr. Davis?
Well, it could be the same person if I chose Aaron Donald, couldn't it? Because the last couple of years, he's been the Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL and made a strong case to be the MVP overall, even though he hasn't won those. But here's what I'm going to do. Patrick Mahomes won it last year through 50 touchdown passes. He could easily throw 40 touchdown passes if people are called an off year, but it'll still be enough for him to be the MVP. I think this kid is just special. I think he wins it for the 2nd straight year. And then on the defensive side, I'm going with a major surprise. The Tennessee Titans could be a top 5 defense. Kevin Byard, safety, signed a new contract. He will play and justify that with 10 interceptions.
I like it, and I won't forget it. We will revisit this. And he'll be brought down right at midfield after a gain of only a couple.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Again, it's Barkley looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And a nickel look here for the Bengals as they try to defend this on third. From midfield, here's Mahomes. And that's knocked away and incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do in the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. Derrick Henry. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. They got him in. It's Woods. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
A first down carry for Henry. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Throw left side, taken in by Hill. That one good for the completion percentage, but no gain. It'll be third down.
If you're a wide receiver and they call a screen pass, you're counting on some people being out in front of you blocking. But that play was well diagnosed by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, and they got there and swarmed and finished off the play.
Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 39. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Mahomes will bring him up first and 10. And he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on second and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Joe Hayden from his quarterback position on the sack that time.
Enough takes a start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
Now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly Momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Going to need better protection here. 3rd and long following the sack for Mahomes and company. Throwing now is Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
Now here's Michael Dixon. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play. Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. It's Barkley on the counter. He's got a 1st down and more past the 30. And he'll get this all the way up to the 42-yard line. A 1st down there on a pickup of 25. Defense really kept him in check running the football in the 1st half. Maybe that'll be a spark for him here in half 2.
So 2 words come to mind for me. Resilient, because he has to keep bouncing back after some limiting runs. And how about relentless? Keep going, knowing that you may pop one as he just did there.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. It's caught by Mike Evans. And he's got another 1st down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 42.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. They'll run. This is Kamara. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll get it with just over 90 seconds to go in the ball game. On play action, it's Mahomes. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. Now Mahomes. He's got Evans. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Now the Bengals going to signal for their third and final timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Mahomes now 9 of 16 through the air as he's got it first and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought. Down.
12 more yards. That's another Baltimore first down. First and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Yellow. Margolani. 56. Cut. Alert 3. Hey, Ridley.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Demario Davis there on the stop.
All right, my man, this is now where it's risk-reward, because on defense, you've got to crowd the line of scrimmage. You've got to get in all the gaps, get up tight on everyone, and try and force the field goal attempt here. You can't let them break one big, but you know something, when you crowd the line of scrimmage, if they do pop one, it's going to go away.
Yeah, I was going to say could take it to the house, but the magnitude of this possible upcoming field goal, every yard counts. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. The Ravens on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. They'll run it again with Barkley. And they're going to drop him well shy of the first, as he can only make it to the 11. Give him 3 yards there, as that'll take us to 4th down.
A gain of 3. It's 4th down.
And now with 6 seconds remaining, they're going to burn their final timeout. So now it's going to come down to the Pro Bowler, Gostkowski. And the 13-year man puts it through, and it's celebration time on that sideline as they have taken the lead in the final seconds. Did you expect anything less from Stephen Gostkowski? This guy, he's a machine out there, Charles.
Even in the clutch, the bigger the situation, the more likely that it goes right down the middle. And I think he just bailed his guys out in the end, yet again.
Very short kick. This will be taken by one of the up men. Well, this one, partner, was fun down to the very end. They got the points late, right before the whistle. Then the ensuing kickoff. They were hoping for magic on the other side, but couldn't get that spark.
Fun if you won. and fun for us because we got to watch it and call it. That magic that you were talking about didn't occur at the end, but what a game all the way through.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. Good night, everybody.